Hey there, and welcome to the 2014 Hillsdale College softball preview. My name's Jenna Hilgenbrink, and I'm joined today by head coach Joe Abraham. Coach, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so we're looking at the roster a little bit, and what do you see as your team's biggest strengths going into this new season?
Well, this year we have all three of the pitchers who did almost all of the pitching last year. They're all back, so that's a strength and a year older. We expect to be a much better defensive team this year. We fell down a little bit on defense last year, and we've been working on fundamentals and just the overall defensive game, team defense quite a bit in the fall and so far this winter in practice. So we think we're going to be a lot better there too.
That's great, and I was looking at the way you're recruiting. Speed and power seems to be big things you're looking for, batting ability to say the least. So how do you see those kind of skills fitting into your already existing team?
Well, we like to play the speed game. We steal a lot of bases, which is no secret. You just need to take a look at our stats to figure that out. And we like to be aggressive on the bases. So we have recruited speed, and we probably have the fastest team that we've had, at least in my time here. And like you said, other than speed, if you either can mash the ball or you have speed. Otherwise, it's tough to play college softball unless you're a pitcher. So we do recruit power and speed, and we recruited some power. You know, we've got a few freshmen with good power, so that's going to help replace some of the power we lost, particularly with Taylor Schulte, our center fielder from the last several years. Gave us a lot of power, but we have some new girls stepping in who are going to help pick up some of that slack, and then you add some of the speed that we recruited with the freshmen, some of the returning girls, and we think we have a good balance on offense.
Let's talk about the freshman class for a little bit here. Who do you expect to see on the field the most, and what kind of potential do they have? What are we going to see out of them?
Well, to some degree, it remains to be seen. As we're talking right now, it's January, so we're just in the first part of our practices, so it remains to be seen to some degree who we expect to see on the field the most, but it's probably safe to say Becca Casting, freshman from Idaho, her bat is such that it's pretty much going to have to be in the lineup. So she's likely to be in the lineup and probably hitting a key spot. And as of right now, probably play shortstop, it would appear. Jessica Nepper is a freshman from Toledo who catches and plays third base and has just been really impressive both offensively and defensively, and just a real hard worker. So Jess has a real good shot at seeing a lot of playing time. And we have four other freshmen besides that who all have shots to play, and a couple of them have good speed, so at a minimum they'll be on the field probably every game at least once.
So you have a pretty impressive freshman class this year. Becca Casting is something to be seen. She's quite good.
Yeah, we're counting on her to provide us quite a bit of offense.
That's pretty impressive. Can't wait to see what that looks like. Now on the other side, defense. You got your three pitchers back, right? What have you seen from them in the fall ball season, and how are they going to be this spring?
They're all a little bit more consistent now. Two of them, both of our Sarahs, Grunert and Klopfer, were freshmen last year, and that's a learning year, especially in the GLIAC, because the GLIAC tends to be a hitting-oriented league. So they both got in quite a bit of experience last year, and that's going to help so much going into their sophomore year. And then with Kate Ardrey, she's a junior now, so she has 2 years of pitching behind her. We're going to try to reduce her workload a little bit, not that she wasn't doing the job. She just needs a little bit of reduced workload in the circle, which is going to mean both Sarahs are going to pitch more, but just the amount of experience they have, the knowledge is going to help our team tremendously. So.
All right, looking back at the offensive side, who's going to be taking up those positions that Jen Burlett kind of doubles off the wall and Jess Gerton, hits over the wall? Who's going to be stepping up and taking those leadership positions on the offense?
Well, last year, Christy Gordon, with Jen Burlett and Jess Gerton, they've been gone 2 years now. And last year, Christy Gordon stepped up, mostly at DP, designated player, and hit around 300 with some power numbers for us, and was honorable mention all league. So we're counting on Christy to continue to hit the ball like she did last year for us.
So senior this year.
Yeah, Christy's our only senior, as a matter of fact. So we have not only Christy, but you had mentioned a little bit ago, we talked about Becca Casting, Jess Nepper, and beyond that, we need some of the returning girls, even if they hit well last year, to continue to get better. Ainsley Ellison led off for us last year. She's a sophomore now and had a real good year, and she looks even better so far from what we saw from her in the fall and so far this winter than she did last year. So we think she's going to, at a minimum, pick up from where she left off. And then we think Jess Day, she picked both Jess Day and Courtney Day, not sisters, but not related. They both picked up their offensive games in the second half of last season, And as of right now, it looks like Jess will be in center and Courtney in right, and we think they're going to continue where they left off, which is going to give our offense a huge boost.
Well, finally, all of this practice and all this preseason stuff is finally going to come into play when you guys go to Florida in March. So what are your goals for going to Florida? And then shortly after that, you guys start conference play. So what's your plan?
Well, this year we're able to go to Florida for about 9 days. Last year our spring break didn't coincide very well. It was a late spring break, and we only took a 3 or 4 day trip. So this year we're going for 8 or 9 days, and we're playing 10 or 12 games in Florida, which is just critical for us because we need to get those games under our belt before league play. We didn't last year, and it cost us. Our schedule in Florida this year, it's a bear. Of the games that we have, something like 60 or 70% of the games are against teams that made the NCAAs last year. The winning percentage of our opponents in Florida is something like 640, which is really high. So we've got some really tough games planned for Florida, and that's what we need to do to get ready for league play, because we do start as soon as we get back at Findlay, I think March 22nd.
All right, what's the most games you're going to have in a day in Florida?
2. We just have a bunch of doubleheaders.
That's not too bad. All right.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah.
great.
With only 3 pitchers, it'd be tough to play more than 2 in a day.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining me, Coach, and thank you so much for watching. We'll see you again next time.